I find it kind of funny how us filmmakers often invest thousands of dollars in cameras and lenses, all in pursuit of achieving the highest resolution and clarity, striving for perfection in every pixel. Yet, when it comes to the post-editing process, what do? We intentionally add film grain, halation, and bloom effects to our footage. These imperfections, once avoided at all costs, are now embraced as essential elements of cinematic storytelling. Enter Dehancer. With just a few clicks, Dehancer reminds us of the timeless allure of analog film aesthetics. Despite our modern pursuit of razor-sharp imagery, Dehancer brings the nostalgia and character of traditional film into the digital realm. If you don't know what Dehancer is, it is a film emulation plugin for DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, Final Cut, and some of your favorite photo apps as well. In this video, I'm only going to be going over the Premiere Pro plugin, but it's relatively the same for the others. By far, my favorite part about Dehancer is how customizable it is. Depending on your style, you don't have to use every single effect that you get. Any effects that you do choose to use, you can customize the look even further to your liking. I really want to emphasize how customizable Dehancer is, because if it wasn't for all the different effects, sliders, the different parameters you can change and edit to how you want it to look, I don't think Dehancer would be as useful as I think it is. One of the biggest features in Dehancer is their film profiles. There are 63 different film profiles that replicate the look of your favorite film stocks. This, in my opinion, is super cool. According to Dehancer, all of these film profiles have been built around sampling the real analog media combined with non-linear image processing. Unfortunately, I can't actually test how accurate Dehancer's film emulation is to the real film stock, but either way, it's a really fast and easy way to get a nice look. Some of my favorites have been the Kodak Portra 400 and 800 profiles. I use them to color grade the sequence at the beginning of this video. Dehancer's film grain emulation is probably the best I've seen, and it looks really good. You can choose between negative and positive types, as well as analog or digital. The positive type is my favorite. It makes the grain look like as if it's in the footage and not just on top of. There are also pre-made film grain profiles for you to use, but I personally like using custom and having that freedom to change what I want. Everyone loves bloom and halation, but especially when it's made simple. I don't think I've had this much fun applying an effect to my footage as much as these two. It's just overall super easy to navigate and adjust each parameter. There's even a mask mode which helps a ton when trying to dial in the effect exactly how you want it. If you're looking for a super vintage film look, Dehancer also has film damage, film breath, and gate weave effects. Film damage adds dust and scratches, while film breath and gate weave give an old projector look with subtle breathing colors and shifts in the image. Even just recently, Dehancer's Beta 2.2 update added an Overscan effect to the Premiere Pro and After Effects versions. With Dehancer, there are also plenty of other effects that help with achieving the desired level of film look. For example, if you need to adjust the intensity of the colors in your footage, you can go to the film developer effect, or if you want to change the black and white points, you can go to the expand effect. There's also a monitor effect that can display false color and clipping indication overlays on your footage. I've used this more than a handful of times when getting the black and white points right. It's a pretty underrated and useful tool in my opinion that Dehancer has to offer. Dehancer works just like any other effect would in Premiere Pro. You just search it up in the effects library and drag it onto your clip. Your first stop is the input category, which is the most important as this is where you choose the color space. Rec. 709 is the default setting, but if you shot in a log profile, then click choose camera and find yours with the corresponding log you shot in. For me, I shot on the Sony a7 IV with S-Log3 S Gamut 3 Cine. As someone who struggled to understand how to convert S-Log3 to Rec. 709 when I first started shooting in log, this makes it extremely simple. Here is a side-by-side comparison of Dehancer's S-Log3 to Rec. 709 conversion and Sony's S-Log3 conversion LUT found on their website. From here, customize everything else to your liking. It's also important to note that when you initially apply Dehancer to your footage, some effects are already enabled. Make sure to check at the bottom of each effect to see if it is enabled or not. So the price for Dehancer is $449 for a lifetime license. there are some more affordable options that are on a monthly and yearly basis. I've heard some mixed opinions on the price, but honestly, you're paying for a professional plugin and definitely professional results, but I think it's good to mention anyways. I've heard some people say that Dehancer is hard to run on your computer. I haven't really experienced this much. I do have a somewhat decent setup, but the only time I've really experienced it being slow is when I'm trying to preview the Dehancer effect applied to one of my clips when it hasn't been rendered, which obviously that makes sense. It's going to be a little slower, but I have noticed when I'm trying to render a preview, it does take significantly longer to actually render it than compared to rendering normal footage without the effect applied. So this really isn't a con or a complaint, more of just a personal preference. But when you apply Dehancer to your footage, some of the effects are already enabled. Sometimes I find it annoying when I'm trying to maybe just add one effect and I have to uncheck 3 just to get that one effect. It's not really a big deal, just something I've ran into. So one of my final suggestions for Dehancer is, it was a little confusing on how to activate the activation key for your license. It does come with instructions that you can read and follow. I thought they were somewhat confusing. Obviously, I eventually got it and understood it, but I think it could be a little easier to understand. I did make a tutorial on my channel that should be on the top right of the screen right now, but maybe just clear instructions would be a little nicer, but who knows, maybe it could just be me. I just thought I'd mention that. So overall, I've really enjoyed using Dehancer and I will definitely use it for my future projects. If you want to get Dehancer for yourself, you can use my affiliate code JVT at checkout for 10% off. Anyways, I just want to thank you for watching this review, and Dehancer, thank you so much for this opportunity to let me check out the product that you have and give you my honest feedback. Anyways, I hope you have an amazing day and I will catch you all later. Peace.